It's Monday, April 16th, 2018. I'm going to leave for a second. I'm back. It's Monday. It's time for Vanran10 on sports. And what are we going to talk about today? The fact that LeBron James lost game number 1 for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it's over. It's over. The Indiana Pacers are going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers have no chance because... oh, jeez. I love listening to people already say it. They lost game 1, people. There's still 6 more potential games to go. Relax. It's LeBron. He's the best player in the NBA. Even 15 years into his career, he's the best player currently in the NBA. Durant's good. Curry's good. Westbrook's good. Harden's good. There's a lot of good. Kawhi Leonard, good players. Very good players. Love to have them on the Nuggets. But LeBron's still the best. So it's just fun to listen to all the doom and gloom. Yes, the Pacers match up pretty well with the Cavaliers, but when it's all said and done, the Cavaliers are going to win this series. And I'm going to do some playoff predictions. We're going to do the first round of playoff predictions, and then I'm going to give you my championship. I'm not going to tell you how they get there. I'm just going to do my playoff prediction, and then I'm going to tell you who I think is going to be in the championship, and then I'm going to tell you who's going to win the championship. Who I believe is going to. My gut, my big fat gut is going to tell you who's going to win the title. I got the Super Bowl correct, so I'm thinking I can get the NBA Finals correct. Listen closely, children, and I will tell you a story of the NBA Finals and how they're going to go. Well, the first round, and then I'm going to tell you who's going to be in the title. I'm not sure exactly how they're all going to get there. My gut's a little bit hungry, so it has a clear view, but only of the final thing that's happening. So we'll get into this. We're going to start with that Cleveland Cavalier. I'm going to go bold on the Cleveland Cavaliers, Indiana Pacers. I'm going to see the Cleveland Cavaliers win the next 4 and just blow through the Pacers. Wake up call. Pacers kind of smacked them around a little bit. They'll blow through them. That's just what I'm thinking. Now, unless LeBron got hurt, which would be bad, and that would be really horrible, wouldn't it? It's like if LeBron got hurt, that would be terrible, just terrible. But I think LeBron was fine. LeBron James figured he had an experience everything in 12 postseasons. Oladipo, I guess, had a pretty good game. But I mean, LeBron played 44 minutes and he had a triple-double in the game. So I'm guessing it's just, there's a lot of people on that team that aren't used to being in the playoffs yet. You got, of course, you've got Hill, Hood, Nance, Clarkson. All 4 of those new guys, they're not really used to a lot of playoff stuff. They've had some, but definitely not being on the stage of being with LeBron. So the Cavaliers will win the next 4. That's my bold prediction. My bold prediction says the Cleveland Cavaliers will win the next 4. 4. Get the other finger. 4. Trust me. Toronto against Washington. I like the Toronto Raptors. I'm really rooting for the Raptors. I'd love to see them do something. But I don't think the Washington Wizards have enough in the tank. Wall and Beal, and I just think Toronto will take this series pretty easily. Philadelphia versus Miami. A lot of people saying, oh, those savvy veterans in Miami. They're savvy. They're old. Udonis Haslem is nothing. Hassan Whiteside he's okay. But they got nothing. I mean, the fact that they're in the playoffs, I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked they're in the playoffs. I'm looking at it going, you're telling they're in the playoffs? How weak is the East? Very weak. If the Miami Heat are in the playoffs, I look at that roster and I just don't know how they're there. Philadelphia will blow through them. I'm going to say 5 games. They will lose probably 1 in Miami. But Dwayne Wade's only capable of playing like 20, 22 minutes a game, if that. And he's still probably their best player other than when Hassan Whiteside is really on his game. Boston, Milwaukee. This is a one that I thought Milwaukee might be able to win, and my gut still tells me that Milwaukee can win this series. I just don't know why. I just don't believe in Boston. I think it's because Boston doesn't have Kyrie Irving. I don't know if they're even going to get him back for any of this. If Boston beats Milwaukee without Kyrie and some of their players, that might either say that the seventh seed in the East is super weak, or the Celtics may be onto something going forward when they get everybody healthy. So this series will tell us that. My gut says Milwaukee, and I'm going to say Milwaukee in 7. I say Milwaukee takes this series only because Boston doesn't have all their pieces, and Milwaukee does have the Greek freak. So Antetokounmpo, I think, will lead them to where they get the... Whoever Milwaukee faces in the next round will obliterate them, but I think in 7 games Milwaukee will take this just because I think their all-star will propel them. So that takes care of the East. Now in the West, we have Golden State versus San Antonio. You realize Golden State, they say, isn't going to have Steph Curry, but San Antonio's probably not going to have Kawhi Leonard. They cancel each other out. Golden State's a much better team, even without Curry, than San Antonio is without Steph Curry or without Kawhi Leonard. Golden State will probably blow through this in 4 or 5. I only will give them a chance at getting 5 games because Popovich is the coach, and I think Popovich is the best coach in the NBA. Portland versus New Orleans. I love Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis is a great player. I wish he played for the Nuggets, but he doesn't. I think Anthony Davis is a special talent, and he's just down in a place where he's never going to get any help. New Orleans, I don't think will ever be able to really bring in a bunch of free agents. I wish that Boogie wouldn't have gotten hurt. I would have loved to have seen what Anthony Davis and Boogie did together for a whole playoff run. But I think New Orleans can beat Portland. I think Portland is just one of those overrated teams. I just don't believe in Portland. I think Anthony Davis has the New Orleans Pelicans have the better star, and I think Anthony Davis will help them once again 6 or 7 games. But I think I think New Orleans will take it. New Orleans might even take this one in 5. Utah versus Oklahoma City. I really don't believe in Utah. I just don't. And you got Westbrook on the other side. And Westbrook has become a man possessed towards the end of the season. He got his triple-double. He's done it 2 straight years, averaging a triple-double. I don't care what people say. That is amazing. He may not be the greatest team player in the world, but he is one of the best basketball players on the planet, and that is incredible to average a triple-double 2 straight years. Incredible. I give him all the props in the world. Even if that final game, he's stealing rebounds from his teammates. Hey, he wanted it more, didn't he? So, Westbrook, props to you, brother. It's like that. That's an incredible feat. That, and the thing is, he could probably do it 3 years in a row. He's just that good. So I'm going to give Oklahoma City that series, and I'm going to give it to him in 6. Houston versus Minnesota. Minnesota's outmatched. They're outclassed. They cannot beat that Houston Rockets team. The Houston Rockets will win that series. Now, the Houston Rockets will not be in the NBA Finals. No. They will not, because it's a Mike D'Antoni team. Mike D'Antoni teams win tons of games in the regular season. They can get out of the first round, as they did with, Amari Stoudemire and Steve Nash. But they are not championship teams. Until D'Antoni proves me wrong, and I hope he does, because I'd love to see Harden and Chris Paul and some of those guys, and even D'Antoni. I like D'Antoni. I'd like to see him get a title too. But I think it's another one of those years he's not going to make it. So my championship prediction is going to be this. The Golden State Warriors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Golden State Warriors have a lot of banged up players. They really do. So my gut has been telling me basically for the last probably month and a half, Cleveland's going to win this thing. LeBron James is going to get his 4th title. He's going to do it against all odds, and people are going to say that he can't do it. The East can't beat the West in any way, shape, or form. But the East has LeBron James, who is the best player in the NBA. I I'm not going to bet against LeBron's. LeBron's means he's going to get third. That's so bad. It's like I am. My gut says take LeBron for the win. He's going to get this title. He's going to win his fourth. Last year, I said Golden State was going to take it because Golden State was the class of the field. Golden State, the only reason I don't put them up there right now is because they're banged up. A lot of their Durant is hurting. I mean, their best players are hurting. When Durant, Thompson, Green, and Curry are all hurting, that's bad. And you can't go against LeBron James in a weakened state and still expect to win and beat him in a 7-game series. So that is my early prediction. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win the NBA Finals. LeBron will get his fourth. It's just what my gut tells me. If I'm wrong, so what? It's like, we're not gonna have a whole lot of people watching this. So if I'm wrong, so be it. There'll only be maybe 5 or 6 of you that know that I was wrong. So tell me what you think in the comments. Who do you think is going to win the title? Do you think Toronto could be sneaky there in the East? Do you think I'm way off base by saying that Boston doesn't have enough to beat the Milwaukee Bucks because they are the 2 seed and Milwaukee's the 7th seed? Do you think that the Indiana Pacers are going to make it more of a series? Do you think the Indiana Pacers are going to take down LeBron James? Do you believe that LeBron's doomed? Doomed! I don't. I think he's going to win the title. But do you believe he's doomed? That's for the comment section to talk about. And then I'm going to jump in and I'm going to sit there and say, well said there, commenter. But I still believe in the Cavaliers. So, with all that being said, to the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for the freedom.